Hey everybody, welcome back. It's the man in the basement. I'm the man, you're in the basement. This is episode 45. And we got a lot to get over, not much time to get into it. Tragic news out of DC. Not surprisingly, on Wednesday, 2 young Jewish people were executed by a Palestinian sympathizer maggot. Okay? That's the truth of the matter. 2 young people set to be engaged, set to start a family, set to start their life together in love, murdered by a coward in front of the embassy who has the balls and the spineless cockroach yells, "Free, free Palestine," after murdering 2 young, beautiful people. Because they were what? They were Jews. And they supported Israel. Let that sink in. If you haven't heard the story, look it up. Because their names need to be spoken. Now, I'm going to try to get these names correct. Because I want their names heard. Because no other news station is carrying it. Yaron Lishchynsky. Yaron Lishchynsky, rest in peace. You did nothing wrong. You were taken too soon. Your family, friends, your church, your temple should know that. Sarah Lynn Milgram, you were taken too soon. Your family, your friends, your temple, your church, your community should know that. And they do. Awful what happened to this couple. Absolutely terrible. And by the time this show airs, it will have left the news cycle, if it hasn't already. These liberal journalists, come on, scumbag, talking heads, they don't want to talk about it. The man in the basement wants to address it. He wants more people to hear this story because it's awful. What's happening is what started out as peaceful protest has now manifested into near genocide. Again, this is horrible for Jewish people to have to relive this stuff or hear about it or fear for themselves for doing nothing wrong. This behavior that was propagated by the schools, the universities, the TV, giving these people a platform has just metamorphosized into actual physical violence. I blame every university that did not take action sooner. I blame the administration. I blame the Democratic Congress people. I blame all the liberals. You'll never hear the name Yaron Lishchynsky or Sarah Lynn Milgram on CNN, on ABC, on NBC. You'll never hear it. But for 4.5 years, you were beaten over the head with George effing Floyd, a piece of crap scumbag. They teach George Floyd in school as some sort of civil rights activist. Guy was a drug addict and a thief and a woman abuser. He was not a model citizen. But I guarantee, if you go check the backstory on Yaron Lishchynsky and Sarah Lynn Milgram, they don't have so much as a parking ticket. I guarantee it. But you'll never hear of it. So my thoughts, my prayers, condolences, all that, to the family, to the friends, and to the Jewish people as a whole. You have an ally in the basement, if you want to know. Getting back to the university, I'm not done with you universities. See, there's a little known fact. The man in the basement grew up near Harvard University, very near. And for years and years, I used to ponder to myself, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? I didn't know anyone who went to Harvard. They didn't have a good football team. The people there were ugly. I mean, I hooked up with a couple girls when I was a teenager, but that's because I was a teenager and they were buying me alcohol. Anyway, another story. But what Trump has done to Harvard University puts a smile on my face. Since October 7th, 2023, I want to say, whenever that horrible day was, Harvard University has been propagating this Palestinian agenda. Instead of going to class, getting an education, kids were out there screaming river to the sea, free all this BS. And Harvard did nothing to stop it. In fact, their spineless professors encouraged it. And now look, how many dead we have. Jews are scared. Harvard, they had kids locked in the room, barricaded. Harvard did nothing. Remember that black lady that went in front of Congress? It depends on the context. What a moron. What a moron. I hope they throw her in jail. Seriously. I can't stand these people. So what Trump did, long story short, is he cut off funding to Harvard. And what they're trying to do, I don't know how it works. I'm not a legal guy. But they're trying to say if you engaged in this Palestinian BS and you're here on student visa, bye-bye. Go home. We don't want this thing is these Congress people, they're like, yeah, we want due process. No. That's for citizens, not student visa people, you idiots. I lived in Japan. Everybody knows this. Not once did I say F Japan or this place, even on my worst day. I got lost on the subway, spent too much. I don't know, whatever I did. And to be honest, I don't even think that ever happened. I'm just giving an example. I never once said, screw Japan. I was grateful to my hosts that took me in, that gave me a working permit, let me be on TV, let me do comedy shows, let me do the modeling stuff. Thank you, Japan. Arigato, Nippon. Okay? These fucking idiots, these stupid idiots come over here and they go to what's supposed to be the top university in the country, and you say, screw America, screw Israel. So Trump's like, nah, not gonna happen. And I hope he does it to all the Ivy Leagues. I hope he does it to the state schools. I hope he does it to the community colleges. You come here, you put the middle finger up to America, see you later. You want to kill Jews? See you later. I don't care if it's a Facebook post, an Instagram story, or you're standing out with a sign. That doesn't look like chemistry to me. That doesn't look like arithmetic. What the hell are you studying? Hate? Probably. These professors allow it. They allow kids to get up and river to the sea. Awful people. Awful. See, my friend always says, these people are horrible. I don't say that anymore. I say these people are evil. Anyway, moving on. I got two things I want to get. The South African president who came into the Oval Office and looked like an absolute dumbass. Thank you for humiliating yourself by showing your ignorance and stupidity. All these genocide of white farmers in South Africa. It's news to me. What a moron. I hope Trump tariffs the hell out of them, gives them no protection for just being idiotic, just being a moron. Whoa. If a mouse farts on my street, I know about it. You're telling me you didn't know about this stuff going on in your own backyard? Dipshit. And Trump humiliated him. They say ambush. Trump ambushed him. How do you ambush someone with showing him the facts right to your face? You think this guy didn't know this was happening, or was he just like looking the other way? That's all that is. Idiot. So again, Trump, you're killing it. Keep it up. I just want to touch on this. Then I got to go. But this racism against Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. Look, I probably spent 3.5 minutes watching the WNBA because I was at a sports bar and there was nothing on. But I follow the story. This girl's getting assaulted by these black players. And just now, I just watched this video of this Brittany Griner, who's a man, by the way, who was the one that got busted in Russia with marijuana, who Joe Biden or his administration, because we all know Joe Biden, there's no bats in the belfry there, exchanged the Merchant of Death for a WNBA player. You heard that right. We, the country of the United States, exchanged the Merchant of Death, a known arms dealer, literally a merchant of death, for a WNBA player who's racist. I just saw the video. She was like, dumb white girl, or something like that. White girl. Why is that appropriate? If Caitlin Clark said dumb black bitch or something, you'd never hear the end of it. She'd be on ESPN the whole week. But this man, I suspect, says dumb white girl after hitting her with a hard foul, and nobody does anything. Anyway, guys, I'm just sick of it. I hope I'm your voice. If you do like this show, tell a friend. If you want to comment. I got the thing right here. Deacon Cassidy 00013 at gmail.com. Stay tuned. To my Jewish listeners, be safe out there, all right? I'll talk to you soon.